Hello, Scorpio, and welcome to Indigo Rising Tarot. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope you're having a great day. This will be your weekly reading for the week of February 8th through the 14th. And during that time, we have several moon energies, so a lot of changes coming through in that way. We have the waning gibbous from the 8th, or in the 8th and 9th, and that's a really good time for self-reflection and rebirth. We're going to get rid of all of our negative thinking. We then have the third quarter moon that comes in, and that's a time of, it's kind of the realization of the projects and things that we've been working on, like things are starting to wrap up, things that we started during the new moon. But it's also a time of self-reflection, which kind of moves in also to the waning crescent, which is definitely a stable, calm time when we're just being thoughtful and thinking about, what was successful in this last cycle and what kind of changes. We're going to start thinking about things that we might want to change when the new moon comes around and we have that chance to have a fresh start. So that's a lot of moon energy in 1 week, but just keep those in mind as we move through the week. This will be an intuitive general reading for the energies that you may or may not encounter, Scorpio. So, as always, please take what resonates and leave what doesn't for someone else. And your overall message, and we've got 2 cards that wanted to come out, is it's time to take action as the first card, and a new romantic cycle begins. All right, Scorpio. Well, let's see what's going on with you guys. Happy Valentine's Day, by the way. We do have February 14th this week, so great timing here for a love reading. If it's time to take some action and you've got a new romantic cycle, which I haven't seen that card come up in a while, in quite a few weeks. So it's funny that it's coming up now for you, Scorpio. So let's see what's going on. While I'm shuffling the tarot, my fun weekly reminder for you, Scorpio, is that you try to take a little time to meditate this week. If meditation is something that you already do, then you know what I'm talking about. If it's not something that you do, try to take a little time this week, even if it's 5 or 10 minutes or longer, if you have that kind of time, and just quiet, still your mind and your body, and just go within and explore. You might need to use a guided meditation. I use those quite a bit, or music. Some people can meditate in just pure silence. I feel like silence, sometimes there's house noises, like a little tick of a clock in the other room, or just hearing a car go by outside, those kind of noises distract me from meditation. So do whatever works for you. But my fun weekly reminder is that you at least give that a try this week. So, all right. Scorpio, February 8th through the 14th. It's time to take action and a new romantic cycle begins. Your present energy is, look at the Devil card. Well, that's interesting. Okay, time to take action and a new romantic cycle begins. And the Devil card is your first card. Okay, that's your present energy right now. So, present energy is having a bit of a lack of confidence. The devil comes in to tell you, to put self-doubt into your ear. This is that devil on your shoulder that says, you can't do that. The devil's all about distracting you. So if there's something in front of you that's in the way of romance, and it doesn't matter in which, let's say that you're single and there's a person that you maybe want to talk to and you're interested in. Don't let that self-doubt get to you. Let's say that you're in a young relationship and you want to move things to a different area. Don't let that self-doubt get in there. Don't let that devil get in your head to make you insecure, because those are all false things that are getting put into your head. It's keeping you closed-minded, or just making you have fear of success, really. So make sure at whatever stage, and this could be a romantic relationship that's been going on for years, and you want to, you know, propose a vacation or something that you're not sure if your partner's going to, just go ahead and put it out there. Whatever it is, time to take action. So don't be afraid to do it. Your current situation right now is the Two of Swords here. So, okay, I love when this is no decision till you think it through, is basically what the Two of Swords is saying to us. We've also got 2 people here. It's time to take action. A new romantic cycle begins. Think it through. Think it through, but don't let that devil be on your shoulder. I hope we see the Temperance card in this reading, and I hope the angel's on your other shoulder, giving you all that confidence and telling you, yeah, go ahead, it's okay to do this. So, but there's something that you do need to think through before you do it. So, I don't know. Let's see where this reading goes. It's pretty interesting. I'm curious to know. At the root of your situation is the Hierophant. So you may have been seeking some sort of guidance. This could be why or seeking it right now. It might be why you're at a tarot reading. You're looking around like, what should I do? What should I do? Go ahead and gather information, but you are definitely going to you're going to think it through really well before you make a decision here. So that's fine. That's a good call for you to do. In your recent past is the 3 of Pentacles. So, this card can be a kind of a card of creativity, but many times it's a card about work. So is this someone at work for you, or is this someone that you do something creatively with, right? Um, that's very interesting. You're going to think this through. You've got the devil kind of throwing some self doubt, but you're also seeking advice about this entire situation. So I feel like you're just at a standstill. You're not really sure what to do, but apparently it is time to take action, and it is something about a new romantic cycle. What's on your mind this week? Okay, is it also someone from your past? I've seen this card now in so many of the readings for like the past few readings, this card has come up. 6 of Cups is about usually about childhood or someone from our past, friend, family, that sort of thing. And this is on your mind. There's something nostalgic. For some of you, you might be, here's the examples I'm thinking. Let's say if you're single, this could be someone from your past that you're thinking about. And you're maybe wanting to confront them. This could be if you've been in a relationship for a while, you may be thinking about like the way things were and you want to get back to how things were, which I will give you advice that never happens. You can never go back to how things were. You can just make things better in the future. So, but that's on your mind this week. Some sort of nostalgic thing is on your mind. And it could be like maybe you're wanting to relive a date, and you can't relive it, but you can certainly try to put some things together to at least remind you of it. And that's a nice thing. So it's very interesting reading though, Scorpio. Let's see what is just ahead of you this week. I'm curious to see how this comes out. Is a little bit of feeling self-indulgent and a little bit satisfied with yourself about it. So whatever decision that you do end up making here, I think you are going to think it through, and I think you're going to make the right decision. You're going to make the right call on this one. Again, it could be that you are, again, trying to plan something for a partner, maybe something a little bit more elaborate than usual this time. And it could be because it's Valentine's Day. And it's like you want to make the right steps. You want everything to be perfect. Just relax and let things go and let things be as they will be. In your advice position is the Justice card. So that is about truth and equilibrium and things being in order. And, this is I think that's, to me, that tells me whatever it is you decide, it's all going to be good. Things are going to work out perfectly for you. Perfect order. What is beyond your control this week? I've seen this card too. So Scorpio, if you know a Libra, I feel like this card just came up in the Libra reading too, in the same exact position. So, and to me, this just means careful what you say, careful what you say, and also careful how you take things if someone says something. So don't let your feelings get hurt. If someone says something that seems a little off, just make sure you're communicating well and also choose your words very, very wisely as well. What is your secret desire, or what are you trying to avoid? I hope you're trying to avoid a broken heart here with the 3 of Swords. So, oh my gosh, lots of swords coming up too. I hope you're trying to avoid that. And I think you will if you make the right decision, which again, don't doubt yourself. You're seeking out the right information. Something is telling you to make this move. And I know you are. I'm sure you're trying to avoid a broken heart here, but sometimes you just have to go for it. And sometimes if it's yes and things go well, that's great. If it's no, it's better to know now than to linger on for a few more months. You know what I mean? So and you may feel a twinge of this broken heart for a minute. You're gonna have to get over it. It'll be fine. I think you have to just this reading to me just says go for it. In your outcome position, Ace of Swords, breakthrough, aha moment. That's your breakthrough. And again, I think that's either way. Either this goes positively and you have a breakthrough, or it doesn't go as positively and you still have a breakthrough. So a breakthrough is what your your goal is in the end. And I think for different Scorpios, it's going to work out in different ways. For some of you, it's not going to be a yes, it's going to be a no, and but it's going to be a breakthrough. And for some of you, it will be a yes, it'll also be a breakthrough. So good luck to each of you and which way that works out for you. What is hidden from you this week is Ace of Wands, which is our card about new passion. And that's kind of hidden this week. Isn't this a very interesting reading, Scorpio? I'm going to look back over through to see if I'm missing anything here. We do have a couple of fives on the table, so let's go ahead and look up angel number 55 and see if that means anything to you. Yeah, you might want to seek out more advice. I mean, it's just kind of, again, there is, I think it's a yes and a no for different Scorpios. And it's kind of like, it's the path that you choose, and either way is right. You know what I mean? For some of you, it's a no, but it's okay because there's a yes coming your way. Does that make sense? And this is the time for that no. For some of you, it's a yes, and things are going to work out. And that's just kind of how life is sometimes. But I think, when it is the no, it's like you'd rather know now than a year from now. So I wish you the best of luck with that and whatever it might be. And I'm real curious. So drop me a comment down below. Let me know how some of you had to react to the yes and how some of you reacted to that no. So let's get a final word here from the Soul Oracle deck. Begin to explore. So that's either yes or no, I'm sure. That card will come in handy. And let's see what you need to do in the way of self-care. Self-care for Scorpio. As they go through this indecisive phase, lots of swords. I'm trying to see. There are some cups on the table. I don't see any pentacles, so I don't feel like this is anything material like. Okay, we do have all the other elements covered, except really the hidden. A lot of the stuff is in your head. I'm going to say that too as I'm looking through this. Okay. Self-care for Scorpio this week. And the card that comes out for you is the card that says growth. Evolution starts when you leave your comfort zone. Get comfortable with being uncomfortable. You couldn't have said it better. You're going to have to not let these self-doubts get into your way and this indecision, this going back and forth. I think you have to go for it. You have to do the thing. And those of you who know, and you know exactly what I'm talking about, you've got to make the move. You've got to do the thing. For some of you, it's going to work out. For some of you, it's not. But again, I think you want to get, it moves you ahead. Even if the answer is no, it's going to move you ahead. So, and you grow either way. So Scorpio, good luck with all of this. I hope there's something that you can take away this week and use in your life in a positive way. Again, if you're comfortable sharing a comment, let me know. Was it yes for some of you? Was it no? Are we in the romance realm still here? Tarot is a template. This could be over some other things as well, but a new romantic cycle begins and it's time to take some action. So let me know if you took that action. I'm very curious to know. Also, if you like my reading style, hitting that like and subscribe button will get you back here next week where we can see if this energy continues or if there's something completely new here for you. So thanks so much, Scorpio. Good luck with all of this, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.